You know, I love a good theme. Mother's Day weekend. It's also just happens to be my dad's birthday, but this is a gin drink mom would love. I'm telling you. I'm going to use a more modern gin, a Spanish gin, actually. But if you're using something like a London dry gin to make the bee's knees cocktail, hence the Roaring Twenties music you hear playing in the background, um, a more modern cocktail, even though it's super dry, I don't know that it's gonna be, and it's not. I mean, this one in particular, I love it, Revis. It's not gonna be as, juniper berry forward, if you will. I find that to be not quite my taste. I like something maybe a little more floral or fruity, um, as it were, on the, so I'm gonna err on the side of the gin that I know I love and I can drink, and it will be delicious. But again, if you're making like a gin and tonic or something like that, that's probably way less sweet, than this cocktail calls for. It's super easy. I know you can find all the ingredients to do it yourself. You just need some fresh lemons. You'll probably get a tablespoon or two of juice out of each lemon, depending on its size, of course. We're also going to use some homemade honey syrup instead of simple syrup, which is just, one part sugar and one part water that you boil down and reduce till all the crystals sort of disappear and it's just a liquid. You use the same thing or the same recipe, if you will, 1 to 1 with honey and water. You boil that down, although I cheated. I used the microwave this time. And then you have your honey syrup. So it's just basically 2 ounces of your favorite gin, 3/4 of an ounce of lemon juice. Fresh squeeze is best. It's worth the squeeze. And then we're going to use a half ounce of our honey syrup. I thought at first, I would do it in my coupe glasses, which I will for myself, but I'm making some for the neighbors, of course, and they've got a visitor, and it's Bev's birthday. Um, so I am actually going to put it in a rocks glass. The first bee's knees cocktail I ever had was in Nashville, Tennessee, at a great restaurant and bar called Milk and Honey, and they did something I loved. They used bee pollen. Did you know you can buy bee pollen like that? It's dry as a garnish. I thought that was so cool. We're also gonna garnish with a little bit of, lemon peel, of course, lemon zest, and so I have this here hoodicky doohickey that will make a nice little ring, a string for me, but you can do other things that they've done in pictures and stuff that I've seen. It almost looks like a bird. You could also garnish this with some, like, little peonies or something like that. They buy edible flowers. You don't wanna use anything that's been sprayed with, Agent Orange or anything like that. But before we get going here and make this cocktail, let's say a quick hello. Oh, show me support. Hi, Johnny. How are you? Cheers. Cheer. Yeah, I know. I'm lucky too. They're making a brisket, I guess, something like that, on the barbecue or a smoker, whatever he's got going on. So let's make a cocktail, shall we? I am going to shake it up. I know that's sacrilege when it comes to gin, and I figured this would be a good thing with the rocks glasses. It's kind of hard to get them to be seen, but these are, look at rose-shaped ice cubes. These ice trays are great. They're brilliant. They only cost like 5 to 10 bucks depending on where you get them. Well, let's make a cocktail. Okay, first part is first. We're gonna put 2 ounces of gin, and I'm gonna serve it straight up in the coupe, but alas, I'm gonna put it over rocks, I think, in the rocks glasses, as it were. Okay, and if you are in a pinch, you don't have time to make lemon juice or whatever, uh, this is the one that you got to get. Master of Mixes, fresh squeeze, fresh pressed lemon juice, single pressed for cocktails specifically. No sugar added, never concentrated. You just have to keep it in the fridge afterwards. Okay, so 3/4 of an ounce. Let's use this side because it has the proper measurements. Okay, 3/4 of an ounce of fresh squeezed lemon juice, and then just a half ounce of the honey syrup. Yum. Really a depth of flavor, wouldn't you say? Maybe some more benefits to having fresh, locally sourced honey. You know there is. Look out, find out where your local honey farms are. I mean, it costs a little bit more, but I'm telling you, so good and better for you than white processed sugar. You know that. I know that. Okay, there we go. Yummy, yummy. And I can show you these bee pollen little nuggets too. I don't even remember where I got this. Oh, you know what? I think I do. I do remember. I got it sort of like a co-op, a market here. Oh, Let's see. I don't even know if I've used I think I have because it's good for you. Bee pollen is really good for you. Let's see if you can get there's kind of a hanker in there for what bee pollen looks like. It doesn't it smells like honey, duh, but it doesn't have an overly sweet taste like you might expect, but I love it like sprinkled over yogurt or what have you. Okay, we're not gonna put that on yet. We just gotta find all the parts to our OXO shaker here and give it a shake. We're gonna go for about, a solid 15 seconds or whatever, just so it's nice and chilled. We don't want it too watered down, and then we'll garnish. Remember, keep your fruit at room temp if you're gonna use it for a garnish. Otherwise, you're gonna have a devil of a time getting the peel to behave itself. Okay, I didn't have enough time really to chill my glass properly, but this is a delicious cocktail. I really love it. I've been thinking about making it again for a long time because I think it's been like over a year or so. So the honey obviously just gives it a little bit more of an amber color. See? Then let's garnish, shall we? We could sprinkle some of these in. I think they might float to the bottom though. Oh no, actually some of them are on top. That just looks pretty. It looks pretty. I love it. 2 ounces of your favorite gin. Again, remember, if you don't want something that's super juniper forward, you're probably going to want to go with something that says it's like a nice floral gin. And if you had a straw, you could just wrap this around a straw and hold it for a second. Use your body temperature, body heat. Remember that movie? I do. What can I tell you? To all the moms out there, furry moms, whatever you got going on, if you are responsible and for nurturing another life out there, happy Mother's Day to you. I'm excited. I actually get to spend Mother's Day and my dad's birthday this weekend with the fam because I'm headed out on vacation. Will I do a show from my parents' house next Friday? More than likely. We will see. We will see what shenanigans I can drum up, or maybe another day next week. We'll see. I'm on vacation. The world is my oyster. See, it will kind of hold its shape if you do that for just a hot minute. Whoop. And there we go. The bee's knees, which was created at the Ritz in Paris by a guy named Frank Meyer during Prohibition in the 20s. But of course, they didn't have Prohibition in France because they would never. Cheers. Mhm. Oh yeah, that's so delicious. I love it. To the bee's knees. Cheers to you and yours. May a bee pollinate your life. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with that. Cheers to you guys. Happy, happy day. I hope you enjoy this cocktail on Mother's Day or beyond.